So can a chiropractor break your neck? Well, I hope not, and this is why. See, a lot of time when you see these videos where you see some chiropractors adjusting someone's neck, it looks very similar to some of these action movies. Let's just put things into perspective first of all. When you're watching an action movie, these are actors. Those actors are still waking up or getting up from the floor at the end of the scene. So the movement that you've seen in the action movie is not still enough to break somebody's neck. Now, of course, no chiropractor's intention is ever to break the neck. And also, I don't know how to as a chiropractor. I've never been taught to break someone's neck, and I don't want to learn because that's not what's important to me. What's important to me is to learn how to adjust someone's joints so it's actually realigning themselves with making sure that we've got some optimal movement in those joints. And the way that we do that is we spend a lot of time, several years, developing a skill called palpation. Palpation is the ability to feel in a medical or healthcare context. So you can really feel a lot of different subtle movements within the joints, within the body, within the movements of what's going on. When you can feel that movement, and this is, remember, on the back end of having already gone through a full case history, a full examination to determine two things. One, what the condition is, and two, whether this person in front of us is going to be safe. So we then go through those impacts, those options as well. And then when we've done that, when we go through putting a movement through those joints, we're looking really for that subtle movement where there's not enough range of movement in those joints as well. And the way we can tell that is just by this feel, and that feel is palpation, that, like I said, that highly tuned sense of touch, that highly tuned sense of feeling how the movements are moving or not moving in this case, and finding those joints and putting a movement through there. And now the thing is that we spend several hours not just developing the sense of touch, but studying tons of anatomy, tons of physiology. What that means is that as chiropractors, we know what the normal ranges of movement there are. And there's two things. One, there's a theoretical stuff that you read in a textbook, and then contextualizing it with the patient in front of you. So when you can feel that, you can tell what's normal and abnormal in that patient. So we individualize that movement for that patient so we know what's normal for them. And therefore, when you go into those ranges of movement, we're only going to the point where it's a natural movement. We're not going past that point. If you did, that's what I imagine would be how you'd break somebody's neck. But of course, that's why I'm not quite sure how you do that, because I don't want to do that anyway. But it's very, very difficult in that scenario. If you've gone through a full case history, you've gone through a full examination, you've studied all the anatomy, you've studied all the physiology, you've done all the examinations on this particular patient in front of you, you know exactly what you're going to be doing. And therefore, when you put that movement through, you're only creating enough movement to make sure that joint is released, so it's freed up, it's moving better, and therefore it's going to be nice and safe in relation to the general movement and options that you have available to you. Hey, I hope you find this useful. Please do let me know if you've ever had your neck adjusted by a chiropractor. I'd love to hear what your experience was, and also let me know if you find any of my videos useful. I'd love to hear from you too. Thank you.